Yes. This time with feeling.
This time with feeling. All right. So as we were just saying in the previous drop, I'm glad they were able to get that restart off so quick. NK starting off here on the North spawn of North with Ohio and Kremlin for their battleships. 4 cruiser lineup, Salem, Moskva, Marseille, and Venezia. A nice, well-rounded mix of capabilities. And their destroyer lineup, Delny, Daring, and Yu Yang. That is a radar Yu Yang. And let's see. Let's check on the Daring. Nothing exciting there.
No. That's it. Otherwise, Moskva.
I don't even see anything. I don't see anything particularly. Like, I thought maybe the Delny might go for range or something, but I don't see that either. He's gone for like a reload build. So I'll be really curious to see how they use the Delny. We've seen it in limited quantities in the tournament, but not a whole bunch. What's YK0 got going at the bottom end?
Yeah, my guess is they're trying to set him up as a destroyer assassin. We'll see what happens. To the south, opposing them, YOLO Kraken Overdrive, bringing with them a Ohio, St. Vincent for battleships. For cruisers, we've got Marseille. And the first time we've seen a Jinan in King of the Sea 15 so far. So that's interesting. And then also the first time we've seen a Sevastopol.
Yeah, that's a really weird pick.
And then we've got a Brisbane, and then a legendary Gearing, a regular Daring, and a regular Torpedo Spec Shimakaze to finish up their lineup. So, let's see. Let's talk Jinan first. Of course, deep water torpedoes, reload boosting capability on those deep water torpedoes. It's got Pan-Asian smoke, so relatively quick, short duration, quick reload smoke, and it's got a heal.
And I'm really curious, fellas, about the Brisbane. I think that this might prove to be a pretty popular pick over the course of the tournament. Obviously, the ship just dropped last month, and it's kind of like a better Minotaur in a lot of ways. It has the longer range radar, of course, at 12 kilometers. It doesn't last very long, but as we all know, range is very key in King of the Sea for everything. And then, of course, it also has access to HE, so it's just as brittle, but it's very maneuverable. And I'm very curious to see how the ship is used. And, of course, it's being driven by none other than Sneaky Snack. No, not me. But
the other one.
The other one, yeah.
It's not the Sneaky Snack.
Better Minotaur. You shut your filthy mouth, sir. Unacceptable.
Well, we'll see. I did see, fair enough, but I did see a lot of these earlier today on EU, and it does seem that they're going to be pretty popular.
I think so.
Especially, I think we're starting to see teams basically adapt it into the same sort of a role that the old Nevsky used to play here. They're literally pairing it up with a Gearing on this flank. This is a very common play on North. Radar going up now from Sneck, trying to drive Glock coma. There you go. And his Yu Yang out of the cap. They're going to succeed in that very handily. The Jinan is an interesting pick. We saw some teams try to fold that into their repertoire last event with mixed success, depending on the team. Because in my experience, the Pan-Asian cruisers are almost like, if you're not pushing into one, they're not very useful, right? They're really good when opposing teams, push into them, but otherwise, kind of questionable.
Yeah, right. And I definitely agree with you there, especially given the current deployment of NK. The Venezia and the Marseille are certainly not the types of ships that you'd be expecting to push this flank. So I wonder if they're going to realize that, YKO, and maybe move the Jinan around, because I do kind of agree at this point, it's very good as a battleship farmer that's getting pushed into, and obviously there's nothing at the moment that it'd be able to do that with, but we'll see.
Checkmate's Daring is outspotted at sea. Icon Shimakaze's got him lit on the surface. There goes the St. Vincent shells.
Now, I also want to talk, St. Vincent got slapped a couple times by the Kremlin, who's about to take a torpedo.
He took 2 there. Big hits on Florida Tyrant right at the extreme edge of the range of those torpedoes as well.
We haven't had a chance to talk about the other odd ship choice, that being the Sevastopol.
Yeah, that is such a weird pick.
That's Mr. Snuffleupagus, and I'm curious. So Sevastopol is a little bit different. It's got a very long duration heal, but it doesn't heal a lot each tick. So it takes a while to get it going, and you have to train yourself. In other words, to kind of hit that heal button a lot sooner than you normally would with just about any other ship in the game. That being said, she's got a couple other quirks about her. Do you guys think that she's worthy and competitive?
My quick answer would be no.
Yeah.
I mean, the big guns are nice and they're obviously pretty accurate, but being a large cruiser, of course, unlike battleships, it does not have a really good ability to mitigate fire damage because, of course, it can take 4 fires instead of 3. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It all depends on what the teams make use of the ship. Just because it inherently might not make sense if you use it the right way, of course, it can be effective. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. By the way, I'm loving the Tokyo Game Show camo choice by the Yellow Kraken Overdrive.
Oh yeah. Now Sevastopol is this weird kind of sort of clone of one of my favorite ships, one of my favorite premium ships, and that's Siegfried, Tier 9 German cruiser Siegfried. She has the same guns, the same kind of dispersion on those German 380s. She's very, very accurate, but like Snake was saying, the heel is very odd, and we've seen teams try it, and it's been of limited success. I'm dubious.
So I don't know if you guys just noticed this, but Glaucoma did not see torpedoes coming and just took at least one of them.
Yeah, he took one there.
Over at A there. That gearing, remember those gearing torpedoes, very low detection, low time to react.
Yeah, this would be the perfect time to get that Brisbane a little bit closer to the A cap because I wasn't paying exact attention to the rotations over at A, but it's clear that YK0 has the advantage here, especially with the DDHP, and I think they need to get that Brisbane up there closer.
Well, they use the Jinan smoke to maneuver behind at the moment. The Jinan is now lit. They're using the gearing smoke to try and conceal them again. Buddy Christ kind of pinned here between the Venezia and the Marseille, taking a bit of a chunk there, nothing catastrophic. And this, while the gearing smoke comes up and cleans up there.
That Marseille is in a very precarious position, though.
He really is.
Ooh,
he's going to take 2 of these, and I think there's another set of deep waters right behind it still coming in. Yeah.
And Hydro is down for another 6 seconds on Flatulent Fox to Marseille.
This Marseille made a huge mistake. They need to pick this kill up.
Yeah, I really... Go ahead, Seth.
Jinan and Brisbane, I mean, the way that they're setting that up, they want the enemy to push into them. That's the game they are looking for. And NK is obliging them right now and playing their game.
Well, and the other thing that I love about it, Zath, is, how we talked about this yesterday, some of the Brisbanes we saw. Brisbane is almost like a Pan-Asian cruiser in that it's almost a torpedo cruiser because the torpedo armament is so extensive and so potent. Pairing it with a Jinan this way, you're giving it 2 smokes. You're giving all 3 of these ships have deadly torpedo armaments. This is a really nice 3-ship pair on this flank.
Yeah, and they can't let this Marseille get away.
No, they're going to pick him up too. White Knight's doing a brilliant job spotting for the team over here, hanging out way over on the edge of the map, making sure that Flatulent can't go dark while his teammates work from behind the smoke cloud. Buddy Christ looks like he might take one of these deep water torpedoes. Nope, they're going to run out just shy.
But if you look at the other team, right? The rest of the team over at A, I should say, the Venezia is leaving. Glaucoma is leaving. They already realize...
Yeah, they can't hold this flank.
They can't do anything.
The Glock can't contest.
Daring. Sorry to interrupt at C.
No.
Shimakaze is losing a lot of HP here.
Yeah, he's trying to get hard cover. He's going to sneak in there.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Salem's radar.
Yep.
So now he's just going to have to think skinny thoughts for a while.
Yep. Big hit there. First blood going to YOLO K here. 8.5 minutes in. It's basically a tie game, although there's our first lead change. It's going to flip back right about there, so it's going to bounce back and forth for a bit. Both teams pretty even. But I think they're going to lose. They're going to lose the Shima. It's going to happen right here. Yep.
There it is. There's the Delny.
Icon took a risk, doesn't pay off here, and both teams on a kill.
And I got to say, it was probably an unnecessary risk, considering who was able to support him.
Yeah, I think so. I think it probably wasn't necessary. I think picking up a cap is necessary, but they've got such a decisive advantage at the A cap. I don't think C was the right place to make that play.
I'd love to see the Jinan move away from A. The gearing in the Brisbane can easily deal with the A cap. Now, obviously, Venezia and Yu Yang are going to be on the back foot here. I'd love to see that Jinan move over towards the B cap to maybe potentially work in tandem with their Ohio, because I just feel that would be a much better use of its services right now. Because usually pushing around the A side north, if you're the southern team, it's it can be quite dangerous. But go ahead, Raptor. It seemed like you had something to say.
Well, I'm sitting here watching the 9-10 line, and it feels like they're almost kind of pushing into a win harder thing, and I don't like it. Right? It feels unnecessary right now for them to be taking this risk. Yes, they're upside down on points, but they've got a cap advantage. They have a huge decisive advantage on the other side of the map. At this point, I feel like
hold them.
They're better off saying, look, we're going to envelop this cap, prevent you from moving down the 9-10 line. Ziggy now into the bottom end of C with his daring. He's going to try and pick it up, and we'll see what happens there.
While you were talking about that, I want to highlight something really important over at A. White Knight, he's okay. White Knight goes in with the gearing, right? Glaucoma pops the radar, and I legit, 0.1 kilometer difference. Deep water's coming to the smoke.
Yeah,
this is catastrophic.
Buddy took one, and Brisbane and Sneaky Snack's going to take one as well.
And
the Ohio's going to take at least 2, one on the stern and one amidships.
Yeah, that's a huge torpedo salvo.
Good torpedo salvo there from Glock.
But what I was trying to get at is
Marseille's in trouble on the 9 lines. Sorry, Zath. He just got chucked for about 20K. And
you see what I mean? I just don't like this. I don't like this push. There's no need for it.
No.
Yeah.
I commented about this yesterday. So after the COT stream, I streamed a little bit afterwards. We brought a whole bunch of people in from AAA. We watched AAA play Sur yesterday, and it was like a game they could have won despite having a bot.
Yeah.
One of the comments that I'd made is that most players, when they play the game, when they're not sure what to do, Ziggy's in trouble.
Ziggy's screwed. He's either the torpedoes are going to get him, or the other daring is, but he's out.
Or both.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
So what people do when they don't know what to do is they advance. They push. And the problem with that is either they don't push together, or they push to positions where they just get focused and farmed and dead. That's what happened to the Shima over at C in this game for YK0. This is what happened to the Marseille. It's what's going to happen to the Sevastopol. I didn't even have to look at his hit points to know he's the next target.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they know how his heal works, right? His heal basically means focus me and I will die because my heal is so slow.
Yes.
And that's exactly what the Salem was able to do. But I also got to say, Irish Potato, this was the problem of not moving the Ohio and the Junon back to B. The Moskva just walked in.
B. He just walked right in. I was waiting for that to happen.
And he also was responsible for the radar that killed the daring in C, of course.
I saw that.
Yes. So it was just a well-played, well-executed move by Potato, and that probably locked up the game here for them, I must say.
So first of all, kudos to NK for receiving that push on the 9-10 line and just dealing with it appropriately, right? They started in an inauspicious position on that flank with Floridian taking all those torpedoes and getting hammered early, and they've held and they've claimed victory on that flank, partly I think due to YOLO YKO overextending a bit, but also because they have focused targets together consistently and done it well.
That's right.
That they did.
Yes. I feel like once the A flank, once YKO's way on the A flank, all they had to do was be patient, and it felt like they were now in a hurry to win.
All right. Thank you very much, Qui-Gon.
I agree, Raptor, and the lack of rotations back to B really kept them, I think, from having a chance to win, because at this point, I don't think there's a way out of this.
They're 500 points down. I mean, there's time on the clock, but they have a 200,000 HP disadvantage. I mean, I don't know how you come back from that. And kudos to Glaucoma, right, for getting shot up early, taking a torpedo, and yet he's still in the game. He's still impactful with those long-range deep waters. We saw a salvo earlier. He landed 4 of 10. Like, he's playing a great game back there, even from the back line, still contributing.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. And now if they want to dig Potato out of here in the B cap, well, I mean, the Brisbane is going to blow up for that.
We have to say, with no flank, with no way to push him from a flank, I don't know how they think they're gonna push him out of here.
I don't think they care. They're just going. They know it's over.
Sneck is just going. I think he's just going to get in here and try for probably the torpedo assassination.
I'm just ready for my death pick.
He's got 30 seconds to try and pull it off as he takes at least one good Citadel through the bow there. He's going to have to show a tremendous amount of flank to this Mossva to get his torps in the water. Should get him dead. He's not going to bag the kill. He doesn't even get the kill. Wow. What a great game from NK. I gotta say, when I first saw how badly things went for them at the A flank and the mistake that the Marseille made, I thought, this could go south in a real hurry. And they just they didn't bend. They didn't bend.
They didn't break. They bent, but they didn't break.
Right, but yeah, maybe, but I don't know that they even bent really. They just kept playing their game. We went down a ship early. That sucks. Just keep going, fellas, and you saw the result.
Well, yeah.
No, good, Zeth. Good.
I love how they recognized, hey, we're playing the game that Yellow Kraken Overdrive wants. Let's not allow that to happen this time. And they all just, the remainder pulled back and they found a new way back into the game.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah, and Raptor, you really called it out there, that 9-10 line push. It didn't really need to happen because maybe like halfway through the game, when they finally got control of A and they had control of B, they could have really just pulled those forces back from C and kind of create like a semi arc around A and B and just receive the eventual pushback. But yeah, the lack of rotations to B and just also the A force just kind of sitting there a little bit. It seemed like they didn't really know what to do after they got the A cap, and of course that's a common mistake that teams that are either inexperienced or perhaps they're playing against better teams. It's easy to create a strat that gets you an early advantage or to put your ships, in the right spots. But of course, after the first, say, 5 minutes go and everybody's at their spots, then you got to have the ability to kind of adjust on the fly. And that really is one of the big, if you're like ranking teams in tiers, that's one of the biggest determiners of how far a team can go. So we kind of saw a little bit of that in this game. And yeah.
Absolutely.
That was the result.